Hello everyone and welcome to Griefburrito. I'm Harrison Wild. We are a comedy, gaming, movie and entertainment podcast if this is your first time joining us. Today I'm joined by some guests as we're going to be talking about E3, some of the big rumours, some of the things we're excited for. So let's get into it right now. Let's go. Intro. Let's do. Welcome to the show, everyone. Just a quick notice that Jordan is off today in preparations for moving house and being an adult. So today I am joined by the quivering Titanus of Shart Select. It's Stu.
Hiya.
And the angriest Jack Russell in the podcasting history. It is Ryan from Pixi Podcast.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Hello. So damn good. So damn good. Before we begin, I just have to say happy Pride Month to all LGBTQ listeners and a huge happy birthday from everyone at Griefburrito, probably including Stu and Ryan, to Jensen up in Scotland, our youngest podcast listener. There are some gifts on the way in the post to you.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday. So today, my lovely, lovely boys, we're going to be talking about E3, aren't we?
Indeed.
So firstly, Ryan, I'm going to put this to you. How do you feel about the digital nature of it this year, as opposed to it being obviously like a big show that you can go to?
I feel like there'll be a greater exposure to myself because, of course, I can't walk around E3 at any point because I don't live in the States, so it's not very easy to get to. So I appreciate the fact that there's almost like a one stage for everyone. So you sort of can catch everything rather than it's usually just such a whirlwind of information and everything, isn't it? Just everything sort of coming at you from different angles and being like, oh, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Oh, Nintendo are doing this, and oh, this is happening over here. But I think that it's quite nice to have it so that you're just going to sit and like watch segments and watch the whole show through.
Yeah, man. Like I know what you mean. You sort of feel like you're trawling through information afterwards. Like you sort of like digging through the pile to find the little nuggets of treasure and games in there.
Yeah, sure.
Stu, what do you think? Are you happy with it being all digital like that?
Yeah, I don't see why it shouldn't have been that way anyway. But you're only just missing out on the big shows, aren't you? Really, but then you end up streaming them anyway. So I mean, it's not a massive difference as it was.
The thing is, I think it's really nice for like content creators like us guys, like podcasters and YouTubers and Twitch streamers, that you can get involved. Yeah, and you can watch it with your community, which I think is really, really nice. Like, it's really nice to be able to stream and have your chat going on and saying, "Oh, we're all fucking excited for this. We can't wait to get hold of this game," that kind of thing. Right. I think we should just jump straight into predictions because, like, I'm excited to talk about some of the big games. Do you want to start, Pixi, with one of your predictions?
Yeah, I will just say just before I carry on with my predictions is that one of the things that I'm really particularly looking forward to is that I watch a podcast called Kind of Funny all the time. They're kind of my idol, the where I want to be in all of this, and the main guy, sort of editor in chief, Greg Miller, he is hosting E3, which is such a cool thing. I was like really blown away by the fact that obviously he just does what we do in the content creation and podcasting and stuff like that, and it was just really cool seeing such an idol of mine make it to that level of being able to like host the whole of E3, which is really cool.
Yeah, man. That must be insane to get to that level.
Oh man, it's just like he's really, really like he's got loads of industry contacts and stuff because he was from IGN to begin with and stuff, like really high up in it, and then he went and left and made his own company. But like, it's just so amazing that he's able to do something like that. Like imagine being like the host of E3 or something. It'd just be fantastic, especially for podcast hosts. Something that you'd want to do. That's for sure. Being able to achievement. But yeah, my first prediction. I have only 4, but my first prediction is that Xbox reveal Halo Infinite, but they reveal new Halo Infinite gameplay. Sorry, they gave it a crack last year and it didn't go well.
Yeah, they tried,
but they reveal new Halo Infinite gameplay and give us a release date. I know it's pretty loose, but I feel like they're going to come back in with some like, look, this is what we've done. This is the gameplay now. This is your comparative from last year. This is our, striking back. Let's say, let's forget about last year and the cruddy graphics or whatever all the problems were with the last conference that they've done, and they've revamped everything. And I feel that they'll give us a release date. I don't think it would be anything as like jaw to the floor as being this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was early next year. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, March.
I think it's going to be sooner rather than later, personally.
Yep.
I really hope that they come out of the gate almost making a joke about Craig the Brute. Like, I really want them to I hope that we see side by sides. Like, I'd be really excited to see, like, this is what we presented before, and we listened, and we know that you weren't happy with the state of how it looks. Like, I didn't think it looked bad. Like, I think Halo Infinite looked good, but it didn't look as good as you expected from, like, the next level of what Halo could be. Did it? No, not really. It sort of left a bit to be desired in a lot of the world. Like, it felt kind of empty, to be honest, which I was surprised about.
It had a weird art style as well, didn't it? It's like half cartoony. It was a bit weird.
Yeah, it was like stylized realism, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yes. Yeah, it seemed to be. It was really fascinating to me because it was, for me personally, it was. I quite liked it because I thought it looked more like a real coming back to where the roots, kind of like really went back to its roots and looked like Halo 1, almost like a remaster of Halo 1, as opposed to like a brand new, completely amazing title. And I think that's where they'll go with it. They'll go back to the kind of original Halo roots a bit more. Like he was on an actual Halo ring, I believe, in it and stuff like that. So like, and it just looked really nice like that. But I just think that the graphics for me personally, although like that Horizon Zero Dawn gameplay trailer was possibly one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever seen in regards to video games. Like that was truly like I'm assuming
Chef's
that's
kiss.
how.
Wow,
yes,
beautiful.
I'm assuming that's how people felt when they first saw Ocarina of Time and stuff. Like something was like unbelievable to even conceive that could be a game and not just a video. But yeah, like I didn't mind it too much because graphics for me usually aren't the biggest thing for me. It's more about like immersion and stuff like that, and how much I enjoy like the game itself, because I play a lot of Switch stuff like that. So obviously I'm not Mr. Graphics, otherwise I'd have a top end PC and all this kind of stuff. But like I thought it was just slightly over criticized, to be honest. But I think I know that Halo has a huge following and is the flagship title of Xbox, isn't it, realistically? So like it's got a lot of pressure on it to perform. And I like the fact that they've been really honest. I like the fact that they've gone, look, we fucked up, we haven't done it as well as we could do and stuff like that, so we're just going to go ahead and be honest with you and redevelop it. But I think it could be really, really good to see what they do bring, and that's why I feel like they've been so almost like radio silent on it. And I know they've brought out a couple of little articles and stuff you can go to the website and read and stuff like that, but I just feel like they're going to come out swinging. Like it's going to open the Xbox conference, you're going to see like what is it they do where it comes like world premiere or whatever, and it's just going to come up and it's going to hit you with some Master Chief, and you're going to be frothing at the Xbox for the start of it. That's for sure. You'd be like, oh no, I just
see if I was them, I wouldn't start with the world premiere. I would just like start with everything entirely dark and just bring in the Halo tribal drums. Oh
my god, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that, mate. That was just,
same, I did. Yeah, that was a group goosebumps.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to bring that out first or save it till last, because they've obviously got Starfield as well in the works with Bethesda, because the big merger with Bethesda is obviously a huge talking point where people thought that all those Bethesda games were only going to come to Xbox, where they've said that's not the case, that they are going to bring them to PlayStation. Whether they come at a later date or whether they all come to Game Pass for free is like yet to be seen. But like, what do you guys think of Starfield? Like, I think that we're probably, one of my predictions is that we're going to get a release date for it and at least a story trailer. And I'm like on a level 4 hype out of the 5 levels.
This is my second, so it feeds quite easily onto my list.
Nice.
My second is Starfield is announced as an Xbox exclusive. I think
that's
they're gonna,
big, man.
I think they're going to come in and just swing the haymaker of
the
like
space fences. Yeah,
I don't think that Elder Scrolls will be when it comes out finally, but I feel like something like Starfield could be a big stamp on, Xbox is also a place for premium games now. So like it's a big, like this is a premium AAA title that's come in from a AAA studio like Bethesda, and you could, and it's going to be on Game Pass or whatever anyway, so that's not anything they can reuse as promotion now, really, because that's just a matter of fact. If you're not getting it on Xbox on Game Pass, you wouldn't be a happy Xbox customer, I don't think now. But like as crazy as that is, because you're only getting it for £15 a month or whatever, Game Pass is amazing. But the fact that I feel like they need to make a stamp of Bethesda is ours, and nothing says that like this greatly anticipated title to be like, this is an Xbox exclusive.
They're not a dog pissing on it, Pixi. They're not like, this is ours. Scent market.
Well, I think that's the way PlayStation runs it. PlayStation's like, look at us, look at us, look how great we are. You can only get it here. Nowhere ours, nobody else's. And I feel like Xbox need to combat that to a degree. I think.
I think Starfield will be exclusive, but I think there's probably some sort of obligation in place for Sony to have Elder Scrolls 6.
I think there'd be too much up in arms if they made that an exclusive.
And I don't think it's that. I think there's probably they said they were going to honour any contracts that are already in place. So PlayStation normally have this thing of having exclusive, like an exclusive DLC, don't they, or something like some sort of cosmetic item.
Yeah, like Spider-Man in the Avengers thing.
Yeah. So there's probably something in place where it means that they'll have access to. Well, Elder Scrolls will be on PlayStation, but I think Starfield will be Xbox.
I think the only reason that Elder Scrolls will be on PlayStation, I don't think it's anything to do with the fact that PlayStation has any kind of finger in that pie anymore, because I think they'll just they won't have anything to do with any Bethesda games. Although actually it was really interesting because Fallout 4 was one of the PS Plus games. If you get PS Plus, you get like a load of free games now on PS5, and Fallout 4 was part of that. So they obviously have a relationship with Bethesda, but then Xbox has bought them. But I just think it's just that Bethesda and Xbox as their parent company now can't afford to miss out on all of those units. The amount of software sales you're missing out on or not allowing it to be on PlayStation is absolutely mad.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, I totally agree. I mean, there's been a rumor knocking around that I've heard, and I've seen it in a few places, that some people think that the Game Pass is going to come to Switch.
Yeah.
Which
I've seen that.
That's pretty, like, I don't know, kind of revolutionary in the fact that they would bring it to that, or whether it's Steam coming to Switch or Steam coming to Xbox. I've heard quite a few different rumblings.
Game Pass coming to Switch. For sure. I think long term, like long term, I think Xbox want to make Game Pass on everything. They'd have it on PlayStation if they could. They'd have it on your telly. Like, you're going to buy a telly now, and it's going to come with an Xbox control, and it's just going to, like you have Netflix on smart tellies now. It's just going to have Game Pass on there. And
they're almost moving to the Stadia format then.
That's the long-term gain, I think, of just being the Netflix of games effectively, and just be everywhere and do everything. And I think that it would be huge for Nintendo, but I mean, and they've never made a move like that before, and I feel like that would be huge. But interesting.
That's pretty. Sure. It's a crazy thought, and like it's not something I'd be opposed to. Like, in reference to one of my other predictions that I've got here, it's for Sega actually. And I was joking, it was like my hopes are like the Dreamcast 2, like it'd be great to see a fucking Dreamcast. But
Dreamcast
I
Mini,
wouldn't
maybe.
be surprised. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, and this is something I've heard about, that they were talking in reference to their arcades last year, which are like the big multi-story arcades they have in Akihabara in Tokyo. They wanted to do like a Sega streaming service where they're streaming games to the arcades. And like, Imagine if Sega went down the route of like all digital partnership with Xbox, and they're streaming like a Sega bolt-on for Game Pass that goes straight to there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see that from Sega, considering they're not making consoles or anything like that currently.
Yep. And they just done the big Sonic reveal as well, which I thought was a big move from them.
Was that Sonic Colors?
They've released that's Sonic Colors remastered, but they done a very short trailer of Sonic, a new sort of, it looks like a new 3D, maybe I would guess with the way that things go at the moment, a 3D open world Sonic game is what I guess it looks like. But
I missed that.
It's just like a very short cinematic trailer of him running through a forest in super HD or whatever, it's only cinematic anyway, but like it just looked like a next generation Sonic game. I guess would be a Ratchet and Clank Sonic game, a third person action based Sonic game is what I'd imagine it is. But they just said they've done loads of stuff. They're bringing out all sorts with Sonic, which I thought was just sudden,
Yeah, because I know there was a lot of fan games in the works, but I didn't know there was an official game of like an open world Sonic. Well, I'll definitely be on the lookout for that one. For sure.
The open world is purely, again, me just playing guesswork. I just think that it just looked like I can't imagine them bringing out like a linear train tracked Sonic game now. I think
they need to open it up. They need to change the mechanics. Like Sonic's got a little bit old now. Mm-hmm. They need to get some kind of new mechanic, and they need to fucking sort the player movement out. That's one of the biggest problems with Sonic games, is the way the player moves, and you're always glitching and falling off stuff, and it's too all over the fucking place. They need to bring in some new designers, I think, personally.
It's just such a difficult game, isn't it? Because you got like Mario's like your absolute dreamboat as a protagonist for a game, because he is slow moving. You could give him a power up that can make him go quicker, but with Sonic, his gimmick, his whole thing is being fast, and like fast isn't fun. You know, like fast is like it can be. It certainly can be, especially like this, like the original Sonic sort of side-scrolling platformer kind of thing, and the fact that you can just go. But like, you know, when you're looking at like a Ratchet and Clank, like a third-person sort of semi-open world platformy kind of experience that's super like mechanically well made and stuff, but like you can't. How do you apply Sonic to something like that? Because it's really difficult, isn't it? Because if you make things go too fast, then it's like too much for someone to do. But like a Mario Odyssey plays really well, doesn't it? And it has like a really like smooth approach and everything.
It does.
But it does. You know, how can you have a Sonic game where you're just absolutely shit in it? You know, like that's just feel weird as well. You know, it's really difficult IP, I think.
Yeah, man, it is. Stu, have you got another prediction for us? Do you want to hit us up with one of yours?
Yeah, I reckon Timesplitters is probably got some sort of reveal.
Now that's. I was hoping for that. That was like my stretch goal. They have said that they're not going to show it on a status. Yeah, it was. Who was it?
Might get some sort of tease.
I was hoping so. Maybe we might get like it's being worked on. You know, they might show something like that. But there's a Twitter account called @DeepSilver, which is the official Twitter account making announcements. For Cock Media. I don't know if it is Cock or Kosh. It's KOCH Media _HQ. They said, and this is a quote, to give you a heads up, you won't see Dead Island, Saints Row, Metro, or Timesplitters there, or at any other E3 2021 event. This gives me sadness and deep regrets, because we've been talking about a Timesplitters like remaster for a long time, and that we thought it was going to come back, and then then they announced that it was, and it was like, oh shit, we were right. Burrito prediction for your faces. So yeah, I'm excited for it though. Is it going to be a remaster, Stu, or is it going to be a brand new game?
I think it's going to be a new one.
Oh wow!
Finally, Timesplitters 4.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 4.
Or do you think they'll go the God of War route and, you know, just rebrand it Timesplitters with no number at the end and sort of try and reboot the franchise?
Or just Timesplitter, just like it's a new studio.
Yeah. Just one guy.
It's going to be the original team from what I've seen. They've like brought back the original team back together, which is cool, because that was like one of the last like old style shooters that was actually really good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's got like the nostalgia vibe of it, of like how good GoldenEye was and Perfect Dark was. It was like, and then Timesplitters, and it's like, oh right, okay, and then it sort of petered off. Like I didn't think Timesplitters 3 was as good as Timesplitters 2 personally.
It's built off the bones of GoldenEye.
Perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, Future Perfect. That's right.
Yeah, that had a decent story. I quite like that one.
The story was good. I did enjoy it. I just didn't find the gameplay as fun. I don't know. Maybe it's because I went from GameCube, the superior console, onto the Xbox to play the next one. You know. Oh, student bite! I felt like I could hear him bubbling in rage. Let's get on to another prediction then. So one of mine next is also from Bethesda. I think, is it Bethesda? Maybe it is. Fable. I think we're going to get a gameplay trailer.
Oh, that's Playground Games, isn't it?
Playground, that was it. Sorry, yeah, that was the guys. I really think that's coming.
Getting some sort of gameplay, I reckon.
Because last year we only got like just the title reveal, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was a very short cinematic and then a title reveal, yeah.
With
that like classic Fable music.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Bethesda as well, I reckon we'll probably see some Indiana Jones gameplay.
Yeah, that was the thing I was thinking as well. Definitely more than a teaser this time. When that music came in last year, that was goosebump inspiring. Yeah, if we don't get gameplay, I think we'll at least get a proper trailer. But I really hope we do get to see some gameplay as what you're going to be doing.
Have either of you played Hellblade?
No, I've started
I tried it. Yeah.
So Hellblade.
Some more there,
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice was my surprise, completely, absolutely blew me away game of last year when I played it on Game Pass. But like it's like a real like intense look at like psychosis and mental health issues and stuff like that. It's like really fantastic playthrough. But like the newer one of the Senua's, I can't remember, it's Hellblade something. There was a massive cinematic trailer for that, which made it look a little bit more kind of God of War-y, like kind of open, like a bit more opened up.
Yeah, it did. That trailer was good. That trailer was good.
So cool, where she's like sort of like singing that tribal, like she's like making that tribal like chant or whatever, isn't she? Yeah, which is really cool. But I wouldn't be surprised if you saw gameplay of that. I think that could be something that they plop in there. That's for sure. With
and
Xbox
like,
anyway.
One more for Xbox before we move on to a couple of the other studios is Everwild by Rare. I really hope we get to see either a deep dive, whether it's a short deep dive or like a little bit of gameplay, because all we got was the main trailer last year. So they've had a lot of time to work on it, and they've been hiring a lot. Like going through LinkedIn, I keep seeing them looking for new people all the fucking time. Oh, wow. So they're obviously doing a lot with this game. And it's got a feel of like Breath of the Wild from the look of it. But I really don't know. We don't know what you're going to be doing in the game. Presumably you're looking after these animals, and I'm up for a nice chill game. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, haven't we, Stu? Yeah. So I need something chill to play in the evenings. I get a bit too full of anger and I can't sleep.
Yeah. Warzone is rage-inducing.
It is. It really, really is. Right, let's move on to another one of yours, Pixi, if you want to give us another prediction.
My last two are both Nintendo. So should we fire over to the world of Nintendo? I've got Nintendo announces new Switch console, new Switch Pro, or Switch Plus, or whatever. The
Super Nintendo Switch, I think it's going to be.
Yes, that would be cool. Yeah. And it's going to be for 2022 though, not for this year. I don't think it'll be for this year. I think it'll be for 2022. If I had to make the prediction exact. I think that's just because they're involved in the chip shortage as well, so I can't imagine they'll be just like shipping Switch Pros to the end of the year. So I feel like they might give like a slight gameplay, maybe a tiny bit of gameplay reveal with Breath of the Wild 2 alongside it, and say that they're going to both come next year and give them both a release date for next year or something like that. Day and date in both of them I think would be great, like to shift consoles too. But yes, I'd be interested. I'm guessing it's going to be 4K. I'm guessing it's going to be a really smart device. I think that's going to be a huge seller. That's for sure.
I think it's going to be great. Yeah, everyone pretty much seems to be confident that the Switch Pro is coming in, and it seems like the logical thing for them to do. I really think, in like reference to Zelda, I think we're going to get the title for the new game. I think they're definitely going to drop the title at least, because we usually get like a trailer for a new Zelda at E3. That just seems to be what Nintendo do. It's also the 35th anniversary of Zelda, so I feel like they're going to make a big deal out of it because it's going to be like their forerunning franchise. Like I said on an episode a few months ago, I think Link is going to lose his arm as a prediction for the actual story. Okay. And I would really like to see, and this is a stretch goal from this game, Dark Link chases you across Hyrule when the blood moon rises, like in the first one.
Oh, cool.
Like hunts you across.
It seems to be that they're hinting towards a return of Ganondorf, right?
They have, and whether he's raising Hyrule Castle out the ground. So I think you're going to be able to go more underground because we're using the same map. I think you're going to be able to go in the water because they didn't really do that in the last one. And I think different areas of the world are going to be like floating islands that you have to like move up and down between.
My biggest prediction for it, I think, and that was just going off of the very little information we have of that very short cinematic, is that I think this is going to be 2-player. I think it's going to be you can play through it as Zelda and Link.
I think so too.
And that it's going to be, they're going to really go heavy on the, you can play it solo and have this like really immersive, intense experience, or you can, take your Joy-Cons off and share it with someone else and do something like that. Which again, I think leans more into my 2022 again, because you don't want to be in the current climate of things showing two people sat real close together playing a Switch, I don't think. But like,
no, not unless they start doing it more online, like they were hoping to with obviously launching Nintendo Switch Online and trying to get more people on there. Sticking in the world of Nintendo, I have another game. All of our listeners know that I'm a massive Metroid Prime fan. It still sits as one of the top Metacritic rated titles. I think it's 98 out of 100, the first game, which is immense. And I'm holding my breath for it. And I think we may see something, whether it's a gameplay trailer, I'm not sure. We might just get a normal trailer itself, like a cinematic. Yep. I know that Retro Studios have again started doing a new wave of hiring, which kind of says to me that they've finished working on Metroid Prime and they're going on to the next game. Okay. So I think the game is done. However, I am really, really scared that they will announce that it's only going to be for the Switch Pro.
Okay.
As a way to sell units going forward. I know they do a lot of times where they release like Twilight Princess came out on the GameCube and the Wii, and then another game straddled the Wii and the Wii U, and then Breath of the Wild straddled the Wii U and the Switch. So maybe they'll do that, but I'm just scared that they'll only put it on the new Pro version. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know if you have any at all on that, Pixi.
I think with Metroid, I would just because they completely seemed to just from the ground up scrap it, like it just seemed that they scrapped it and then they were just going to do it like the whole thing again, as if like it wasn't like someone else picked up the development where it was. It seemed more like they were just breaking it totally down. So I'm not 100% sure you get like any gameplay. It's certainly a cinematic trailer would be within the realms of possibility for me, and I think people would lose their shit if that happened. I think like it's been so
I think they would
radio silent over there for Metroid wise at Nintendo. It's like, you know, what's Metroid? But like
it's like 8 years. It's 8 years, I think it is.
I feel like it would be huge news, but I definitely don't think that they would exclude the Switch because it's sold so many fucking units that I don't think that they could ever pass up on that money. So I feel like they could be like, look, you get it in, you know, super ultra mega on the Switch Pro, but we're definitely going to still be bringing it to the Switch because there is however many million units, and we cannot miss out on, you know, the very extortionate Nintendo prices of £56 a piece for each one of those. Each one of those Metroids being sold.
And if we learn anything from Nintendo, this goes out to you listeners watching. Make sure to buy a Switch copy and keep it sealed if you do, because those Twilight Princess GameCube copies, fucking hell, they're expensive now. Really? And if you've got one boxed with like the fucking wrapper on it, you're going to be, that's a nice little investment piece. So keep an eye out on that. Yeah. Stu, are you ready to give us another one of yours, please? As I know you're not into Nintendo.
I think that Battlefield 6 will have its, it's obviously it's getting its gameplay reveal, but I think part of the gameplay reveal will be Battle Royale.
Yes. Oh, you think it's going to be Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Not all of it. Just 728 player team deathmatch maps. I reckon.
Hang on, fuck off a minute. Did you just say 700 player?
No, 728 player.
Oh, I thought you were saying 700 players.
So 314 a side, or whatever it is, or 320. No, 374 a side, is it, or something.
64 a side it is.
No way. That's going to be so cool. Like if they do Battle Royale with all the vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, but I reckon there'll be a Battle Royale mode, definitely.
Yeah, have you guys watched the cinematic trailer from today at all?
Yeah.
No, I actually didn't watch it yet. I didn't have time. I saw the leak and I saw the images, and I'll say those tanks on that picture look legit real.
Yes, yeah, like it would be super beautiful on next gen consoles on the Frostbite engine. But the first thing in the trailer was just a guy in a the old flying squirrel suits, just like jumping off a building and using a flying squirrel suit. So I was just like, oh yeah, straight away, there's going to be a battle royale here. Like it's sort of like really hinting at it. I really like the time zone in it as well. I think the only thing I could add to that, Stu, as a prediction, is I think with how much of a grip that PlayStation have on Call of Duty, that and is it like I heard this on another podcast, but I just thought it was like a bit outlandish, but could certainly be a thing. It's just imagine if Xbox said that it was coming out on Game Pass, Battlefield 6.
I know, I was thinking that myself.
It was, well, there's got the deal with VA, so it's possible.
Yeah, that's it.
That
would be a power move,
especially if they do what Activision's done and make the Battle Royale mode its own separate free to play. That'll definitely end up on. Well, it wouldn't need to be on Battle Pass, would it? But maybe the full game might. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that if they did that. The full game is free on Game Pass, but it's not on PlayStation.
Yes, that's what I mean. Power move. That would be the sort of power move that would, because they've already got the deal with EA. I think that's just like such a fantastic concept, and would be a big kind of
especially if they're going, because apparently it's going to be next gen only, this Battlefield. So
wow,
big move
is it?
for Microsoft.
Rather surprising.
Well, we better all be able to buy some fucking consoles then, haven't we? I know you've got one, Stu, but most people still haven't even got them.
Well, pull your finger out.
Yeah, I know. Better go hunting some...
I keep seeing people with PS5s and it makes me sad.
I've got another Game Pass prediction.
Okay. Hit us.
Ubisoft will join Game Pass.
Game Pass. That'll be naughty. Yeah, all the Assassin's Creed, everything on there.
Assassin's Creed, we're talking Far Cry 6?
They've got their own streaming service, haven't they, at the moment, Ubisoft?
Yeah.
So I reckon they'll do what they've done with EA Play and just
swallow
integrate
it up,
that.
Bundle it in, yeah. That would be pretty cool. So do you think the new Rainbow Six Quarantine, as it was called, will come? The new zombie one? The Far Cry 6? Riders Republic?
I don't think it'll be like day one releases, because you don't get that with EA Play, but I reckon after 6 months it'll probably show up on there. There's also
you'd have all the Far Cries. That'd be beautiful.
There's a big Ubisoft crossover Tom Clancy game coming as well, so I reckon we'll probably see a bit of that.
Yeah, what was
apparently it's merged. I can't remember what it's called, Battle something, but it's merging Division, Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
Something else.
Splinter Cell, I guess.
Yeah, Splinter Cell.
Wow, that would be really cool if you've got like a class-based multiplayer where if you play as stealth, you play as like Sam Fisher. Yeah. And you can actually properly sneak and stuff. Yeah. And then you can be Assault, where you're playing as like Ghost Recon characters, where you've got like your whole squad like ordering people. Imagine like different play styles of full mechanics. Like it completely changes the way the game plays depending on what style you are.
Yeah, that'd be sick, wouldn't it?
That'd be really cool, yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine being like in the middle of a firefighter's like Rainbow Six versus Ghost Recon, and then just an Echelon 6 assassin just like shows up in the middle and starts picking people off?
Yeah, comes out the shadows. That'd be well cool. Yeah, man. I mean,
you just see like 3 green dots.
Yeah, glaring at you in the night vision. I used to love Splinter Cell. There was a multiplayer one, wasn't there? What was that?
Yeah, called? Ryan and Paul used to play that a lot. Can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, it's like mercenaries versus two sneaky guys, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, it's like Shadow Ops or something. I think that mode at least. Yeah, that was cool. There's a few Ubisoft games that like I was quite excited for. Like I was particularly excited for that Riders Republic that we looked at, Stu. You know the big multiplayer. Like massive online multiplayer. It's like free roam sports. So like you can be on bikes, snowboards, parachutes, quad bikes, all sorts of shit. However, I played Steep this week, which I mentioned to you, Stu, which was on Game Pass. I was so bored. I started it and I was like, what am I supposed to do? You can like look at a mountain and then put yourself on the mountain, snowboard down it, and then look at the next mountain and put yourself on there. Like I was hoping for like SSX or something, something a bit more exciting, like
and stuff on it.
Could you?
Did you not get how far into? Did you get past the tutorial and stuff?
I was like 3 minutes in, and I was like, "Fuck this!"
Yeah. You have to get past the tutorial, and you get to like. Then it opens up, and you can do different events on the mountain and stuff.
Oh, okay, right. I'll have to go back. Yeah, I was playing it late at night, and I was like, I'm too tired to be like, this just isn't capturing my attention. One last game from Ubisoft that we may see is Beyond Good and Evil 2, Skull and Bones as well. But Beyond Good and Evil 2, which hasn't been mentioned for what feels like about 10 years.
Is that the one, the pig bloke? That's as much as I know about that. Yeah.
And the chimpanzee guy. Is he a chimpanzee? I think he's a chimpanzee. I just remember he had a really annoying London accent, and I was like, I'm not going to like this game. If I've got to be around him, he's really fucking annoying. Hey, to all the London listeners, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, big shout out to the Cockneys.
Yeah, man. No, he's not. I don't have any problem with Cockneys. It's just that he's so Cockney. He's like
Cockney
obtusely plus. Cockney. Cockney plus. This is advanced Cockney.
This is Danny Dyer Cockney.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with it, because like it just seems to have been shelved, which is a shame, because the first one was pretty cool from what I played. I never finished it, but I really enjoyed it.
There's rumours of it. Every single E3 is always rumoured to be getting shown.
I know.
I think it's just
that's why
it
says at this one. Yeah, it's just become a meme of like the whole show. Now. Maybe because it's not been mentioned though, it means that it will be shown this time.
Maybe.
You mentioned Skull and Bones, Stu.
Yeah.
What do we know of that so far? Is it basically just Sea of Thieves but more realistic looking?
Well, apparently, I was looking into it to see what would happen with it because it was announced like was it 3 years ago?
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah, apparently it was been passed around Ubisoft studios. Apparently it's a bit of a shit show in its current state, so I don't know if it's going to get shown or not. I think it's like arena battles with pirate ships, basically, is what it looks like. I don't think it's open world. It's like For Honor, but with pirate ships.
Oh, okay. Sounds very much like a game that we made back in university. Shout out to Jono. Yeah, it was good fun, actually. So you've got no more predictions, have you, Pixi? Was that all yours?
No, my last one is Nintendo based again. It is, of course, they release. They have 2 more, I believe, Smash Bros. Characters left to reveal.
They do,
and I believe that the classic Smash Bros. Screen will come on, or they'll play the cinematic, and then you shall hear the Crash Bandicoot theme, and Crash Bandicoot will be announced as a Smash Bros. Character. That's my final. That's my final prediction. Is a Smash Bros.
A prediction.
Crash is joining Smash Bros. And I would absolutely love if Crash and Spyro joined as the last.
I was going to say it'd have to be Spyro if they got 2.
But they have so many ties to so many like JRPGs and stuff that I feel like they would probably have another JRPG character in there somewhere. But like,
how about this? I reckon if it's not going to be like an anime character, one of the Battletoads or all 3 of the Battletoads.
Yeah. Battletoads
cool.
been rumoured.
Like the Pokemon trainer when you had, was it Ivysaur?
Yeah.
But was it not? No, it wasn't.
Squirtle and Charizard.
And Charizard, yeah, that was it. Yeah. I remember it was like a staggered evolution thing.
Oh, man,
that would be cool
great
to see.
Game. Great game, Smash Bros.
I haven't played the new one yet. Jordan's got it, so I'm hoping to play it.
Yeah,
I was big into Melee on the GameCube. That was like, I've sunk so many hours into that game. I still think that they need to bring Waluigi into Smash Brothers. Waluigi is like the only Nintendo character that they just seem to shelve and never bring out.
I'm not sure
his own game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's in there now. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I remember him being excluded. But Smash Bros. Ultimate, or whatever it's called now, the newest one, is just like, it's such a perfect amalgamation of like randomness. Like it's got enough in there so that skilled players feel like they have an advantage, but it also has enough kind of randomness about it that if you sit someone down and just say, "I'll play this," and they flick they flick like R3 or whatever it would be, and they just smash all the buttons. There's so many special moves and stuff they do. They can just knock you off the map and stuff. That I just feel like it's like really well balanced and everything in Smash Bros. Rather than like the thing that puts me off the likes of Mortal Kombat and these other like sort of fighting games is that I just like anyone who's ever wanted to play any of those games with me always pull the same thing. They're always like, "Oh, do you want to play this?" And immediately I'm like, "Why are you asking me? You're just gonna pound me, aren't you?" Like the only reason you're even asking me is because you're really good at it. And that's like,
you don't like losing, do you?
No one will ever ask you to play a Mortal Kombat or play Street Fighter unless they're unless they're gonna absolutely just smash the living hell out of you. Like that's like rather than with Smash Bros, it's so like random. Like we done it in the Pixi Game Championship a couple of times, and it was just like so hilarious. Like I remember there's one of the guys that played used the woman from Wii Fit.
Oh yeah,
and she was just like absolutely just wrecking everyone.
Just doing yoga at people.
Like, why? Yeah. Like she actually does yoga poses as her like moves out. Man, it's just great. It's just fantastic.
Fucking brilliant. Yeah, but I think maybe we'll have to do a Smash night at some point when we can. Yeah, that'll be really cool to do when Jordan's got his new house sorted. Here's me just inviting people to Jordan's house while he's not here. We're all going to come to your house, Jordan, and we'll all have a big party. We could be
one of those content creator houses. We could all move in.
Oh, it'd be sick. Yeah, let's all turn up when he moves in.
we can have a proper Ryan versus Ryan then.
Yeah, that'd be cool. They'll have to make Mii's though on like the Miiverse and make each other. And then that'd be sick. I have another game if you guys are ready. This one is from Bandai Namco. Give me fucking Elden Ring, damn it. I want to see some gameplay. I want to see a trailer with some story, because this is another game that has just been silent. You can't just hang in front of the world that George R.R. Martin is working on the next Dark Souls game and then just not say anything. It's, do you think we're going to see anything, Pixi?
Nope. I just think that it was revealed, and it was like very hyped, but it was just I just don't think that you'll get like gameplay for it and anything. I think that for one, I just feel like it might just be a little bit too crowded for it now.
Maybe,
and I think it's the kind of thing that I think they'd like to have. I think when they do it, they're going to do it properly. You know, I think like this year's E3, because of COVID and stuff, I think it's going to be full of a lot of like, this is the world of Elden Ring, and we're not actually going to show you the gameplay, like any real gameplay, or like we might show you a short gameplay thing, but we're going to sort of take you through all the things you can do as opposed to like showing you it. But I don't feel like that. I feel like that game's going to be such like a slobber knocker that it's going to that they're going to bring it in and really like flex the muscles with it, rather than sort of like continue many guys cinematics.
It got me that excited. I was slobbing my knocker. Like, I really fucking hope it's good.
Slobbering on your knocker.
Yeah. It's always better when you cry on it. Yeah, I mean, I just hope we just get that it's not like left to the annals of time to decay like Drangleic. Like, it's just left on some shelf somewhere, then we never see it. Like, I'm scared that George R.R. Martin is just going to do like the disappearing act that he's done with all the Game of Thrones books. Like,
yeah, perhaps that's the thing. Perhaps he wrote 3/4 of the story and they just can't get hold of him again now.
Now he's like, sorry, I'm off looking after dogs on my ranch. Whatever he does.
You're gonna have to finish it really poorly yourselves.
Yeah. Oh god. I'm actually thinking of watching through Game of Thrones again. I know we're getting a bit sidetracked on thinking, but
don't do it.
Yeah. The earlier ones were so good.
I've just decided that if I ever watch it again with anybody who hasn't watched it, because that's one of my favorite things to do, is always to try and bring people who haven't watched a series something and get them to watch it through. But like, yeah, I as far as I'm concerned, if you get to season 4, just tell them it ended. Just tell them it ended there.
Yeah.
You just say, look, I hope Khaleesi comes over, but you don't know. You don't know if she's going to.
You're never going to find out.
Yeah, because I like as much as season 5 and season 6, I tried, and almost it was like the nostalgia from 4 carried me through. But basically, the am I allowed to say spoilers about it? Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'll maybe bleep in the episode.
I'll leave it. I'll allude to it. But when meets his end is when I feel like the show died. I feel like that was the moment for me that like it was last time that my jaw dropped on the floor, because the joy of Game of Thrones was the fact that at any fucking moment, doesn't matter who they were and how attached you were to them, you just shitting yourself all the time that they could die. And then and I think the same happened with Walking Dead and stuff like that. Like, there's this security that characters get where, like, it doesn't matter how bleak the scenario is or how like fucked up the situation is, that like it's just like, oh great, how's he going to somehow pull out like a miracle and get out of here,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones is like, it treated. I know we've got way sidetracked.
Sorry,
but we'll see. I liked it that it treated death like real life does. It's like, oh, I'm really enjoying this, and it's just like, oh no, you're dead. And I was like, hey, I was enjoying that. Like, I was hoping to see where that was going to go, but it's definitely ruined me for other things, because every time there is a nice moment in a film, I'm like, is an arrow going to come out of somewhere and just fucking kill that guy? Like, it could be a modern day film, and I'm expecting a sword to come fucking swinging through and kill the dog in the background for no reason. Like, it's made me really jumpy at other things. So thank you for that, Benny Offenwise. But yeah. Let's see. What else have we got? Stu, have you got another prediction for us?
I predict that there will be... I've got 2 more, actually. So I'll give you a smaller one. I think the Squeenix show will probably announce what the next Avengers DLC, or show some of the Wakanda one.
Yeah, so we got the new area with the Black Panther, and we've also got a Guardians of the Galaxy game coming, haven't we?
Yeah. Isn't it like a full narrative game, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's like their own thing. It's not going to be part of the Avengers game. Sticking on Stu's mentioning of the Avengers, do you know what the next part of that is they're bringing?
Just Wakanda. I don't know what's next after that.
Okay.
Stu, have you played Avengers?
Yeah, it's fucking shite.
Oh, really? Yeah. See,
I really wanted to like it, so I stuck
tried
with
to
it.
like it, haven't you?
I max leveled the Hulk. I was just I got all decent gear for him, and then it's just the same thing over and over again. I mean, I don't mind doing grinds and stuff, but it's just the same shit. It's like one level, which is like the aim labs, and then you just have to keep doing these things called mega hives, which is like 8 levels of just like kill everything on this level, and then you just get this. It's like 2 bosses, and just like, ugh.
Yeah. So do you think, as someone who's obviously played it before, that seeing anything for it might attract you back into it? Because obviously, in general, the game seems to be, oh, this is a failure. This is not a very good game, and everyone I've spoken to who's played it has been totally underwhelmed. But could they show you anything that could bring you back to it?
Without fully remaking it and starting from scratch.
Doing an Anthem.
So, that even got scrapped, didn't it? Anthem 2.
You did, yeah. I know.
I was looking forward to that as well.
I know you liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was decent. I enjoyed it. The combat was really good.
I liked Anthem.
It needs more areas, more variety of heroes before it's going to get any sort of fan base. It was supposed to be replacing Marvel Heroes. I don't know if you played that, but I absolutely adore that game.
Yeah.
I was gutted that got shut down. It was like Diablo, but Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Nice.
It
what
was
console
so
was
good.
that on?
It was free to play on PC.
Cool.
Oh, sick. No way.
If you name a Marvel character, they were probably playable in it at some point.
Yeah, nice.
Or they were a villain in it. And it was just this area called Downtown or something. You just go in there, like, there's probably like 30 other heroes jobbing about, and just like random events just happen. So, like, the Sinister Six might show up at some, like, and then you just have to, everyone just like goes over there, and it's just a big massive boss battle.
Oh, nice.
It's just fun, just like messing about in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a shame. Shut down. Well,
this is something like that happens.
Yeah, maybe they will. Maybe they'll start bringing, if they see how the reception has gone for the Marvel Avengers game. It wasn't received well at the start, and it's never really got anywhere. Like I've seen a lot of stuff of it, and I'm a huge Marvel fan, but even still, I've never been like, this is worth my money. Like, it's never ever drawn me towards it, which is a shame because it should. It should be an awesome game.
It's got everything that you could possibly want. You know, Marvel video game. Why wouldn't I be in? But like, I was just immediately skeptical of it, and then it came out.
The biggest problem is it's not related to the films.
Yeah.
Like, who makes an Avengers game that's not like based in the MCU? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, that's where all the money is. Like, why wouldn't you go after that?
They might not have been allowed those two. Like, what if they couldn't get the rights to it?
They have the rights to the characters though, and they've got like MCU inspired costumes and stuff in there.
Yeah, I think that like that's why I'm so fascinated by the fact that I'm talking to someone who's played it, Stu. I think because I've never played it myself, and I'm just like, gameplay wise, do you think if they gave these new areas and if they brought in these characters, perhaps like, you know, really went all out and like brought in all the X-Men and, you know, really like just went balls to the walls with everything Marvel, would that make you like, is the gameplay good enough really, or is it just a bit like meh?
It's
just a bit meh.
It's fun to play, like the action stuff, like smashing stuff up as a Hulk and like learning all the combos as Black Widow and stuff. That's fun. Like the combat's decent. It's not enough variety. Yeah. It's just beating up aim robots and that's it.
Well, hopefully the Wakanda part is different. Maybe they bring in some new levels. They might. I don't know how they can change the gameplay for the rest of the characters just from bringing in Black Panther. I don't know.
That's the thing.
I don't have any thoughts.
There's nothing. There's too much they can do with it. No, you just have to just cancel it. I think it's probably the best option for it.
Just cancel it. Fuck it off. Put it in the bin. Yeah, it's a waste of time. That no.
Let the ship sink. Stop blowing the water in the buckets over the side, guys. Just go. Just let it go.
No.
I have one more I wanted to get to, which is EA. And I think we may see
FIFA
Titanfall
22.
3 trailer. No, Titanfall 3 teaser trailer, I think.
Naughty. That would be naughty.
That my hype level is at a level 5 for that, because I know they opened another studio, didn't they? Respawn it Respawn Montreal? They opened a brand new studio. They are working on the Jedi Fallen Order 2.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Yep.
So I think that's going to be
a big enough studio
Titanfall.
to have that many games on the go with it.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think so
Titanfall,
now. Yeah,
Apex, Star Wars. It's a lot.
it is. I think it is 3 studios they've got in total now, though.
Oh, is it?
I don't think it's 2. Yeah, I think it's 3. Like when I say 3 studios, I mean like 3 offices working.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get that. And
Apex has got to be some kind of
over
cash cow, though. You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to. That's got to fund whatever the fuck you want. Really, I bet that makes crazy money.
Yeah.
I know.
it does.
I know.
It's like,
comparatively with Fortnite, nothing really makes money. But like, in its own entity, like Apex must make some serious dough.
I imagine it does. I mean, Fortnite pretty much funds Epic on its own.
Yeah, entirely.
Like they don't really make any money from the Epic Store. I think from what I've seen, I know
They could
obviously they
run
make
the
money
Epic
from
Store a lot
the
if they
Epic.
wanted.
Yeah. They make money from the Unreal Engine, obviously, because studios use it, and it's a great engine. It gives you a lot of good results. But it's Fortnite all the way for those guys. But it's still never drawn me in. I've tried it a couple of times, but couldn't get into it. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the Titanfall or Jedi Fallen Order 2? You got anything?
I'd be pretty hard for Titanfall 3.
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've said this before, Titanfall 2 has some of the best, if not the best, shooting mechanics I've felt in a game.
Oh, beautiful.
It's insanely good. Like the player feedback is perfect. It's snappy. It's fast, running across walls. The campaign was brilliant with all that crazy time mechanic. I don't want to ruin it for anyone who hasn't played it yet, but just fucking play it.
Something I'd love to play.
Prefab level, so good.
Oh yeah, where they're building the town and the buildings. You're running up as it's all moving. Oh, it's so clever. Like just make another one, guys. Stop being dicks.
Don't be a dick.
It really gets me excited to think about a Titanfall 3 for sure. I think that it's like Titanfall 1. I really enjoyed it. It was online only, wasn't it? Titanfall 2. I want something that I found out from a No Clip documentary, which I thought was absolutely fascinating, is that Titanfall 2 is the whole Titanfall engine and Apex's engine is built off a modified Half-Life engine, which I think is really, really cool. Like the same as Counter-Strike and stuff like that. Which I thought was just like really, really fascinating and just like played into how smooth and how great it is and stuff like that. But I think shooter mechanics wise, like Apex is just absolutely lovely and just smooth as butter as far as I'm concerned. I really, really like it. But I think it has all the potential. There seems to be like a kind of cult of people that really, really advocates for the story. Like anybody who's played it, like really, really obsessed with Titanfall 2's story. I'm not sure whether with Titanfall 3, because Apex is supposed to be in the same universe, like whether they'll try and incorporate maybe the Apex characters in, or whether they'll try and do something like that with the narrative. I'm not sure, but it's certainly exciting, and I think that it would be interesting to bring out as a title. I'm just the only thing that I fear for anything like that anymore. Even the new Battlefield, to a degree, it's like obviously Battlefield is it looks like as if it's going to bring out a battle royale. Is that unless it's free now, people are going to be struggling to have the motivation to buy it. I don't think, like shooters wise, why would you pay £60 for a Titanfall 2 when you could just play Apex online for free? Or whatever, you're right.
I mean,
the difficult balance.
It's a shame. I think that Titanfall has got a lot of possibilities. It would make for an amazing series or film. They should look at doing that, and that would obviously generate interest in another game anyway. And I felt that was really interesting that it was built in the same engine as thingy. I never fucking knew that, like the Half-Life engine. I think
cool.
we've just hit a conspiracy. I think that Titanfall 3 has a 3 in the title.
Yeah.
Half-Life engine. Yeah. Half-Life 3 is confirmed for this fucking
100%.
E3. It's coming.
100%. Yeah.
And I think on that bombshell, shall we end it there, boys?
I've got one more.
Go, Stu. Give me your end.
I think
Microsoft
will announce another studio and a new IP along with it.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Any ideas what?
No. Oh. There was rumours of it being a Japanese one, either Konami or Sega.
Yeah,
everyone did think the Sega thing. They did think Xbox was going to buy Sega.
Yep.
Maybe that'll go into rolling that into Game Pass, like I said before.
Yeah, either that or it'll be a Japanese studio that they bought, I reckon.
I mean, if it's Konami, it kind of makes sense considering they've got like all of Konami's back catalogue on Game Pass already.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was some weird rumor to do with it sounded like oh my god, how can I not remember his name? Death Stranding, like one of the most famous.
He's doing a game, isn't he?
He seems to be doing a game for them. So if they had Konami's IP, then is he doing a Silent Hill for them? That would be crazy, wouldn't it?
I don't think he just got back. They had a big fallout, didn't
he?
Yeah, he did.
Could you please repeat what you said?
But if he had the IP, I can imagine maybe if he was working not necessarily for Konami, but just using their IP at Xbox, I don't know. Potentially.
That could work. I did hear rumours that some people wanted Silent Hill to be given to the Control developers.
That was so cool. Good. Yeah. Control's such a fantastic game.
Yeah, I need to finish that. I might do that tonight.
I bought the Ultimate Edition and I couldn't even get into it.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Control's crazy. Control is Alice in Wonderland, the game.
Were you playing it with headphones, Stu?
Yeah.
Fucking, I think it's amazing. The visuals, the sound design, everything about it is enthralling. I thought.
Yeah, it's like confusing. It's eerie. It's like it's extremely beautiful.
I thought it was going to be a bit more on rails than having for me to go about and explore stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it's
more linear. Okay. Yeah. It's very inspired by a film called Annihilation. Have you guys seen that?
No.
So check that film out. It's really, I think it's on Netflix still. It's actually based on a series of books. Annihilation. The second one's called Authority. I've got it behind me. I'm reading it at the moment. And the third one, I can't remember what it's called, but the character in it is actually called Control, which is really interesting. Also, it's not blunt about where it's taking its inspirations from.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's very cool. So let's end it there, guys, because we're coming up to an hour. Pixi, do you want to tell the listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, so just Pixi Podcast on any of your podcast services. But yeah, you'll certainly be seeing me around, I can imagine, on Grief Burrito and stuff like that. But thanks for having me on, Hazz. I really appreciate it, mate. I'm happy to come on. I think this is my first show with you, I believe.
First one on ours. Yeah, we did the Night in the Woods one with you, but yeah, this is the first one for you on ours. So crimes all the way. We'll definitely get you and Kaylee back as well.
Yeah, no problem. That'd be amazing.
Where can they find you and your lovely thick boys?
Shart Select on all good podcast platforms.
Hell yes. And you can find us at Grief Burrito everywhere. You can find me personally at Hazwild if you want to chat to me about any games or random movies or anything like that. Please leave all 3 of our podcasts 5-star reviews on iTunes, Podchaser, wherever you're listening, and get the bonus content on Patreon and on Cephalopod, which is available everywhere now. Check it out. And with that, we will see you next week.
Peace out.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye.